question. Connecticut is one of the only states whose housing prices haven't rebounded since the 2008 crash. What is the best way to turn this trend around?
We get the easy ones. Our biggest challenge is really fighting everything that's going on within our state. I mean, we are seeing a net outflow of residents within our state. Farmington, again, has done a tremendous job of holding its values compared to any of our neighbors. When someone is looking in the area and they are actually coming into Connecticut, Farmington is at the top of the list. We have the quality schools, we have the low taxes, we've got tremendous services throughout town. We need to keep all those things up, and we need to do it the way we've always done it, looking down the list, sharpening our pencil, being smart about it. As far as the price and the values of property, just a side note, that Parsons Corner that the state owns and purchased from the Parsons for $800,000 thereabouts, we have the right of first refusal, so we can control that property. If the state owns it, they decide what to do. So it's in our best interest to control it. Unfortunately, I think that's the single piece of property in the entire state that's gone up in value. They're telling us it's a $2 million piece of property now. So we have to work with the state. We've got to get in tight and understand, let them understand why it's in the state's benefit for us to have that property as well.
Well, I definitely, we just went through a reval, and I know that we worked very hard at the council during this reval. And property value was mixed. There were some homes, the average size home, property values went up. The larger homes, property values went down. But part of that is our community. A lot of people, the reason why they want to move here was low taxes, great community and the history that it brings, great schools, but we lack our infrastructure. We got to deal with our infrastructure. And part of our infrastructure is our schools, our roads, and our sidewalks. Yes, we may have good roads, but we need to work on our schools. And if we can start doing that, our property values eventually will start rising, because people are going to want to live here, because we have a great school system, great teachers. There's kids graduating from this high school, they go off to big opportunities out there, and it's amazing. They're so smart these days. And I think we need to capitalize that, and that's education. And in order to get a good education, you gotta have a great facility for them to learn. Let's not kick the can down the street and wait another 10 or 15 years.
Low taxes, great schools, great services, that's what Farmington is. As far as the infrastructure, over the past 2 years, we've actually spent a significant amount of money following up with all the schools. This one, unfortunately, we put money into that will just be lost money at some point in time. But the other schools, we've addressed safety concerns in the other schools. So we weren't concerned if someone came and was trying to get in, they could actually have easy access to the school. So we've been addressing a number of infrastructure concerns throughout town. As far as the sidewalks, I hear a lot of talk about the sidewalks in the village. And I'm not going to argue there are a lot of sidewalks that need to be replaced, but what about sidewalks that get us from end to end of town? What about sidewalks so I don't see the students walking to the high school in the middle of the winter in the street on Farmington Avenue at risk? I'd like to see that taken care of as well.
So, we talk about the school, and I think the school is definitely a need. And we did, under Democratic control, did more for our school's infrastructure in 2 years than the previous party. There was a lot of needs. And there was a report given to the previous council, and it was given to this council. And we addressed a lot of those needs, and we still need to address some more needs, but we have to balance it. And we're making those strides, and that happened in the last 2 years.
Well, to say we've done more for the schools in the last 2 years than the previous party, for 60 years, the previous party has led leadership of this town. And the past 2 years, the leader of the council, our chair, was also a member of this party. This building, from 1928 to 2003, all those additions, which, like them or not, they were put together by the other party. Every school built in this town, everything that's happened in the last 60 years, has been done by the other party. Now, I said when I joined this council, because I'm in the unique situation of being the only council member that was voted on and elected and placed on the council, but by my 6 fellow council people, I told each and every one of them, we're partisan once every 2 years. All of our council people, and I believe everyone running, has the best interest of Farmington in mind. And over those 60 years, it wasn't a partisan thing to get schools done. It was about the school and the town.
And now for our final question,